Hi everyone and welcome to Single Mom Sessions. My name is Sophie and I am a single mom. As you can tell, I am very excited today. I'm excited because it's been a while since I did these videos and I don't know, I'm just looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to what we will be talking about today and I am excited because I went to church for the first time today after some time with the whole lockdown and pandemic. So that has kind of revived my spirit. I'm excited genuinely because it's spring and plus September is my birthday month. So that's another reason to be excited. And I just had a piece of cake. So it's a good day. It's a good day. Today we're going to be talking about rediscovering who you are as a single mom. I'm going to be sharing a bit about my journey. For those that have watched the previous videos, you know that I was in a committed relationship for 6 years with the father of my son before we separated. So, in those 6 years, I had built an identity of who I was in the relationship. So, you know how people say sometimes you can lose yourself in relationships? It's like that. It happens. I don't think it's always in a negative way, but it's that once you commit to someone, it's very hard to set yourself aside when you do things. So after the separation, I really had to discover that who am I? Who's Sophie? Like, what do I like? What do I want? What is of value to me? You know what I mean? But I have found these three things that I will be talking about that really have helped me create a center in terms of rediscovering who I am rather. And I don't think that I've got like a hang of everything, but I have enough to say I have my own identity. So for me, rediscovering myself, first of all, I had to figure out what gives me peace, because that is for me, that was a part of who I am. What is it? I had to look around to say, but what gives me peace in the midst of all this chaos, in the midst of the anxiety of being a single mom, in the midst of the anxiety of possibly having a future on my own, the anxiety of the unknown, what gives me peace in the midst of it all? And for me, it really was, and it really is my identity in who I am in Christ. That was a place that always gave me peace. Whenever I felt overwhelmed, whenever I felt anxious, the moment I centered myself around Christ, I got peace. So, in rediscovering myself, I have learned that I am weak. I have learned that I am bitter. I have learned that I am angry. But I've also learned that I am made strong in Christ. I have learned that I am encouraged to be humble in Christ. And I've learned to forgive in Christ. It's not the things that I am on my own. Like I said, on my own, I am weak, I am bitter, and I am angry. But with God, I have peace. He gives me peace. Therefore, my identity is in Christ. My identity is that of a spiritual host. So that was a part of me that I learned, and that since then, since rediscovering that, I relate so much with the sense of myself. I have allowed myself to embrace it, to say, okay, so this is the area that gives me peace. Let me create a relationship in this area. Let me embrace this area because it builds me up. It builds me up. And what I'm trying to do is to build myself up in knowing who I am. So that was number one. What gives you peace? If you want to rediscover who you are, be honest with yourself. What gives you peace? Peace is something that keeps you going, and that is a part of who you are. And now, the second thing that I had to ask myself is, what gives me joy? And it was a hard truth to embrace, because it is totally opposite of what I was going through at the time. I'm becoming emotional. I don't know why, but it is the it was really hard. It's a beautiful thing. It gives me joy. It's a beautiful thing. But the truth of it, almost saddened me. Because what gives me joy is family. What gives me joy is family. My family at home. They give me so much joy. My brothers, my parents, they are not faultless, trust me. But they give me so much joy in my heart. Family gives me so much joy, and that was my truth. The love of family. My son gives me so much joy, you guys. He gives me so much joy. I wake up in the morning and I look at him, and my heart is just filled with joy. And I said, Lord, I want a family. I want more children. I want a husband in my life. I want to love. I want to grow this family. I want to give into family. I want to work into family. You know what I mean? It's what gives me joy, and it's a part of who I am. And I cannot let people take those things away. I cannot let my experiences take those things away. I cannot let what has led me to be a single parent take away my joy. Because if I let it take away family, it'll take away my joy. If I let it take my spirit life, I will let it take my peace. And in rediscovering myself, I made a vow to myself that I will not let my experiences, which have led me to be a single parent, to rob me of my peace and to rob me of my joy. And now the third thing that has really contributed into me rediscovering who I am was figuring out the areas that gave me freedom. What gives me freedom? Where do I experience freedom? When you feel free to express yourself under no restrictions, under no limitations, when you experience that freedom, when you experience that flow, that's where you want to be, because that's who you are. In my areas that give me freedom, those that know me personally will not even hesitate to agree with me that food gives me so much freedom. I want to eat it, I want to make it, I want to explore it. I love it. There is no box for me when it comes to food, but I really just enjoy cooking and making meals. And it's almost like my love language. It's almost like it's how I express myself. So it's an area that gives me freedom when I step into the kitchen and I look into the fridge. And my little brother likes to say that I come there, every time I come there, there's nothing, but you always make something. Because that's my area of freedom. Even when there seems to be nothing, I can make it work. I can build from nothing. So what is your area of freedom where you get in and you experience flow? Because that is the area that you need to be in. It's a part of who you are. You need to identify yourself with those areas. Because the other thing that I've learned in identifying these areas and these things is that once I start to identify myself with them and to embrace them, even the people around me, they start to notice, they start to call me by that. They start to say, oh, you are a spiritual person. And in my mind, I'm thinking, I really just learned that not so long ago. They'd be like, you're so family orientated. And I'm like, yeah, right? They start to associate you with your identity. But it has to be your true identity. Be honest with yourself. Remember, this is just about you. It will make you be a better parent. You'll be a better partner when you're ready. You'll be a better sibling. You'll be a better friend. Because you will know who you are and where you stand. And in knowing who you are, you know who you're not. So it's easy to create boundaries when you get into other situations that make you feel uncomfortable or uneased or anxious. You can say, but boy, this robs me of my joy, so I will not go that route. you know like I cannot get into relationship to feed my loneliness, because family is what gives me joy. So I cannot get into meaningless relationships that just to feed my loneliness. Now I know that should I get into relationships, I want to commit because I want a family. So I'm building myself up for such. I'm building myself up in my identity in Christ. I'm building myself up in the things that give me freedom. So, in rediscovering yourself, just ask yourself, what is it that gives you peace? And embrace it. Embrace that area and grow in it. Grow in your peace. What is it that gives you joy? Honestly, and embrace it. Like I said, I cannot let my past experiences or the experiences that have led me to be a single parent to rob me of the things that give me peace. I cannot let them rob me of the things that give me joy. And I will not let them rob me of the things that give me freedom. Man, you are like one unique individual, and it's a beautiful thing to embrace yourself. So find your areas and embrace them. Grow in who you are so that you can be the mother that your child deserves, the mother that you deserve to be, the mother that you've been called to be. So, single moms, today was a good session for me. I really hope that it was for you too. Health to you and your family, love to you and your family, joy, peace, kindness, patience with one another, forgiveness. I love you, and you must enjoy yourself and your children. Until the next session, I will see you then. Thank you so much for staying. Thank you.